Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Vow to Be Fierce podcast. I'm your hostess, Kayla Cordero. Welcome. So, today, as I am recording this, it is Wednesday morning, December 10th. And I haven't recorded in about a week or so because I tend to record when I feel moved by spirit to come on and share something with you. Um, you know, my intention for this podcast is to always share my journey, to share my experience, and also to provide a space for community for anyone, for people who are on the same journey of figuring it out. And this morning I had this aha moment. I've been in reflection mode for a while now because I really want to go into 2026 with clear intention. And so I've been working behind the scenes, journaling, doing my own inner work, trying to embody the actual values that I hold dear and that I also, like holding space for the woman that I am becoming and also past versions of myself and honoring all pieces of me. I'm always learning. I always say I'm a student for life. And I'm also a teacher. And that's just something that I've tried to step away from and just I can't. It's a part of who I am. It's in my breath. It's in my soul. Like I love to teach, and the way that I choose to teach is by leading by example. And I try to teach in the way that I like to be taught. And so for me, I've noticed that things are effective. Like, effective communication for me is not someone spouting things at me or saying, like, here's what you need to do, this is how it's supposed to do it. I don't operate in that way, and nor do I want to, but I have operated in that way for such a long time. So a lot of my becoming has been unlearning and really, like, really holding space for the person, the voice that has been silenced within me. And because like I said, I love learning. I've read all the books and I have joined workshops and personal development and growth and coaching and therapy and all the things just because I love learning about people. I love learning about the mind and how things work and why we are the way that we are. And also, culture and environment and your heart space and intentions. Like, there's just so many factors that play a role in our lives on an individual level and also on a collective level. And so for me, ever since I was a little girl, like, ask my dad. So growing up, my dad and I had limited time together. And what I mean by that is there would be times, like spurts of times, that we would, be in each other's presence. And so one of those times, like a ritual that we had, was him taking me to Barnes Noble. And I would sit for hours, like devouring books in the spirituality section. That's how I got into tarot and oracle readings and the rune stones and like all the things. witchy things, magical things, all things good. I say good because I need to preface that because I'm not about that other life that whatever. I don't know what's over there, but I know what's in here. So, um, I'm sharing this because it's almost the end of 2025. Oh, wait, let me finish. Okay, this is what I do, right? Go off tangent. Let me finish that part and then I'll come into why. So, back then it was called the self-help section, and that was really like the personal development growth. And it's shifted over the years, the sections and what it's called. Like spirituality was once like witchcraft at one point, then it was like occult or spirituality, new age, that's the one. It was new age for a really long time, and so I'm sure that shifted, which is funny to me, and it just shows that the evolution of language and how at the core things remain the same or hold the same significance, but the name or how we refer to it changes over time. Not always, but that's what I'm seeing so much with everything in the world, really. And so I loved being in the in the aisles, and part of my part of my curiosity as a kid, and this is, I'm talking about like really young, and this, obviously I took that into like my teen years, and then I found coaching, and oh, it just opened up this whole world to me. And then I worked at a nonprofit in the social services sector for years, and that opened me up to a whole another world that I'm so deeply grateful for. And just like all of the pieces always come together, and we don't realize that in the moment. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this is because this is the end of 2025. Okay. And I know a lot of people are in reflection mode, or maybe you're like trying to grasp at straws, thinking like, oh, I did this in 2025. I want to plan for 2026 and da 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 da, and go, go, go. Yet you're deeply exhausted. Okay. Or on another note, you're like looking at 2025 and you're like, what did I really do? You forget all of the things that you actually have done and accomplished. I know that because we are our worst critics sometimes. And so I'm talking to you, whoever you are. Honor where you're at. And remember that we do not have to go at the pace of other people. And I'm talking to you as I'm always talking to myself, because I know that many, many times in my life, I have always, not always, I have felt that my time is not my own, and I'm just like going through the motions and like waiting for other people to tell me what to do, when to do it. And it's like not even waiting, because I don't wait. I'll be honest, I do not wait. I'm always in motion. And even if that's being quiet and in reflection mode and trying to do my own internal understanding, I'm always doing something. That's just the way I roll. But I have found myself, and this has been my journey for a long time, being on other everyone else's time, making like prioritizing everyone else's needs, prioritizing everyone else's deadlines and their priorities and all of that. And somewhere along the way, I can't even pinpoint when and how, I lost sight of what was important to me. And it wasn't even that I lost sight of it, because it's always been in my headspace. It's always been in front of me in some shape or form, because it's a part of me. It's a part of who I am. And so all of this is coming from me looking through like old journals. And just this morning, I found a bunch of notes from 2014, 2015, when I first started Vow to Be Fierce, of course. And a lot of my dreams, a lot of my goals, and a lot of draft journal entries, not journal entries, draft blog posts for vowtobefierce.com. And if you go to vowtobefierce.com and you scroll down, you'll see that like 2016, 2017, I have a lot of old blog posts. And I laugh because I look back and I'm like, oh, Kayla, you're so freaking awesome. Because I remember whatever it was that I was going through when I was writing at the time. And I always felt like I was writing for my future self. And at the same time, I also laugh because I'm not the same girl that wrote those posts in 2015, 16, 17, 18. I'm not the same girl that created things last year. I'm just not. And even this year. And so acknowledging that you are in your becoming, in your evolution, like this is all part of the process. Because, and I share this because I have spent so much of my time punishing myself and like feeling very ashamed and feeling guilty and doing all of this negative self talk. This is to be straight up with you. And I have shared this in the past where I haven't been as nice to myself as I would with like a stranger. You know, a lot of people say like, "Oh, would you talk like this to your best friend?" And my thing is, obviously it's always no, but my thing is, would you talk to yourself like you talk to a stranger? And I think that question brings more awareness for us because, especially today, in today's world, I think a lot of people are out here living out their wounds, myself included. Anytime I'm calling out some sort of behavior or thing, it's always because I recognize it within myself. And so it's just, it's, this is why, this is why becoming self aware is a practice. It's a practice. And you don't just wake up one day and you're self-aware. No, it takes time. So if you haven't been self-aware in the past, like don't be ashamed about it. Don't and also try not to judge other people. Your journey is not their journey. Their journey is not your journey. And so what I see a lot is, you know, people commenting on other people's lives and the way they live and what they should do, what they shouldn't do, without having an idea of what the experience and the journey has really been like for the other person. I say that, and I have done this myself because sometimes I'm just like, what? I look at things and I'm like, how and the what and the who? However, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. It's not helpful to you. It's not helpful to anyone around you. So bring it back, reel it in. And I also share this because I have been on the receiving end of a lot of that too, where people assume things and I'm just like, what? Like, what? Like, how did you even get from A to like Z without in between? Anyway, I I go off on this because my deepest desire is that we as humanity start treating each other better. What that looks like is different for everyone. But I just know that all of this hate, all of this egotistical bullshit, all of this this ignorance and nonsense, some of the things that I hear, I'm just like, what? And I'm like, yo, am I in the Twilight Zone? Yes, I am. And a lot of that begins with us. And I share this with you because if you are anywhere interested in making things better, like making things better than how you entered, whether you leave a situation, I don't know, just making things better overall, whatever it is, your family, your home life, your work life, your all the things. If you want to live a better life, if you want to create a space for you to feel good about yourself and confident, and one thing that we know for sure is that life is hard. And what I mean by that is life, when we say life be lifing, because I want to clarify that because we hear that a lot and I say that a lot. And what I really mean is that the one thing we know for sure is that challenges will present themselves. Okay? There's always a mountain somewhere. There's always a pile of a mess somewhere. There's always that needs cleanup. We are in becoming. There's always parts of ourselves that we can look at and say, like, okay, is this serving me? Okay, maybe I don't need this anymore. I'm just sharing what I've been doing, and I've been going within a lot. And if you feel the urge to like go out hustle mode, prepare for the next year and all that stuff, cool, do whatever floats your boat. For me, this is still the winter season, and I don't follow the energetic flow of January 1st is a new year, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's the numerological new year, but for me, it's not the energetic new year. That begins in the springtime, at the start of Aries season. Okay. And if we think about it, the energetic year is really important because it's connected to us as humans and how we flow. Look at the seasons that we follow: winter, spring, fall, which is my favorite, and summer, which is slowly becoming my second fave. It used to be my least fave. But each season holds different significance, and there's a different time and a different thing for everybody, just like us, right? All of us are in different seasons in our lives. We're not all on the same wave about like we're not all celebrating our wins at this time. We're not all going through a crazy storm, inner turmoil, and all of that. We're not all on the same wave. And that's because we're all different. And that's a beautiful thing. And so we need to learn to celebrate that and honor that within ourselves so that we can honor that with other people and be a little bit more understanding. And also be more discerning, because I know for me, I am so done with the BS. I am so done. And I'm talking about my own BS too. I'm tired of my own excuses, my own just like stopping myself from moving forward, and any self-sabotaging behavior that I have experienced in the past that I have created within myself. And so I'm done with that ish. Okay. And at the same time, I'm also done with receiving BS from others. And so it only makes sense that I have witnessed and experienced a lot of BS behavior from different people in my life because I was accepting that for myself. Okay. And that is a truth that I didn't just wake up and find out, right? Like I knew this. And so my journey has been like, okay, Kay, you know this about yourself. Cool. What can you do? How can you, like, what do you want to? The first step is always acknowledging it and being real honest with yourself. Forget about other people in your life, forget about everyone else. Be honest with yourself because that's where it begins. Because I promise you, nothing's going to change until you can actually hear the voice that's been inside you this whole time, that's been either whispering or yelling, whatever it is, and you keep trying to silence it and do the things and silence it and do the things. And the key to clarity is listening to that voice and honoring it. What is it telling you? And so I know for me, listen, I am never going to reach a final destination with this. And I was laughing because shout out to my therapist, you rock. Um, in our last session, I had an aha moment. And it was interesting because had someone else mentioned that to me in the past, I would have felt defensive. But because I have accepted a lot myself and I know where I'm at, I know where my pinpoints are, pain points are, I know a lot of the struggles that I have, and I know my weaknesses. And I also know my strengths and like what works for me. And I'm still learning. We're always learning. And so for me, I was operating in the I need to get things right the first time. I need to be, um, I need to be ready for anything. And in doing that, I exhausted myself and I didn't honor and I didn't stop the BS and I didn't set boundaries. Or if I did set boundaries, I let it slide the second time, but then things go back and that whole la-di-do, la-di-da. And I share this with you in case you're on your own journey, which we all are. I'm excited. I'm excited for 2026. I'm excited. I'm still in my winter journey. So for me, I'm going within. What do we do in the winter? We cozy up. We get like rest and hibernate, all that jazz. For me, when I hibernate, it's not so much about like resting and doing nothing, which is definitely what I need more of. I need to rest. But that's when I'm most creative because that's why I go silent for a long time because I need that time for myself to recalibrate and be able to come back to myself and my vision and, you know, of course, having full time jobs, managing my own business, writing my book, being a mother to my most precious, beautiful girl. Like she's my inspiration, truly. And before anything else, I am her mother. And before anything else, I am prioritizing myself as a woman and I have many different needs and desires and all that jazz. And so, yeah, sometimes you get lost and sometimes you stop taking care of yourself or you forget yourself in the midst of doing all the things and taking care of others and responsibilities and all that jazz. But always remember that you come back to yourself. And However long that takes you, it's okay. And I'm telling you because this morning I saw some old notes in my notes app from like 2017 or something, and those very goals that I worked on, that I set, those intentions, are the same ones that I have now and that I'm finally, finally pursuing in a real way, in a tangible way, with inspired action behind it. Because the vision has always been clear. The vision has always been clear. And so the clarity was never about what do I do? What do I want? The clarity for me was, am I going to honor the voice that I've been silencing? Am I going to do the hard things? Am I going to face the things that are blocking me? Am I going to step into my joy? Am I going to step into the powerful person that I really am? Am I going to step into celebrating myself? Not my achievements, not what I do, but just who I am. And so this is a love letter to all of you who are in your becoming. It's a love letter to the person who is just figuring it out in real time. Because that's me and that's you, boo. I love you. Please share this episode with anyone that you love and anyone that you think might resonate with this. And also, if you're a listener and you got this far, shout out to you. But also, please leave me a review on iTunes. I would so appreciate that. I always want to hear from you and connect with you. And it also makes Vow to Be Fierce podcast more visible to other people. Like, that's just the way this world works, right? The more praise from the outside, blah, 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 kachabuchi bura. But I don't believe in numbers. I believe in true community. And when something is powerful, when there's medicine, and there's medicine in each one of your voices, yeah, that needs to be shared. And we need to honor that. And not only honor that, but stop being afraid of being seen, being heard, because it's your magic that matters. I love you. Take care.